broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey guys, Bobby DeMuro here for the AFTERBUZZ TV Keeping Up with the Kardashians after show. Back for another week this wonderful Sunday night, December 12th, December 13th. Bobby, Frankie, and Nick are in town tonight. Sterling's out of town. Guys.
What's up? What's up? How you doing?
Welcome to another after show. Lot to talk about today.
These weak arms are heavy, vomit on the sweater. Why are we rapping? Okay, let's get into the show. Yeah. Why are we rapping?
So we set
Only
this up.
Only because I had a hood on.
Yeah.
So we set this up.
Here's down the whole. Oh, you can't. When Eminem's playing, you can't not. Right, Bobs?
Go for it.
Let's see you.
Okay. We set this up for the folks at home who just had an awful first minute of this after show. That wonderful Nick here was going to grace us.
We set up because the two songs lined up. We were like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. And then suddenly it became into like Nick's performance of Eminem, which I know like skill-wise we're up there, neck and neck.
90 seconds ago you were freestyle rapping Eminem, begging for this opportunity.
Go ahead, Bobby. Let's get
90 seconds later, recording button hits. Our poor producer Zach synced up these songs.
Yeah. Whatever Nick said. Hello.
we had just a diamond in the rough for a couple minutes here, and Nick screwed it up.
It's really. Move on, Bobster.
All right, let's talk Kardashians, Lions, Tigers, and Tex tonight. Man, Nick, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on everything tonight because you screwed up
we automatically do anyways.
A wonderful Eminem performance that you said you were gonna do and then didn't do.
Okay.
Stage fright, or just you know, maybe the vomit on your sweater, mom's spaghetti is a
knees weak.
Yeah. He's kind of red right now too. All right, Lions, Tigers, and Tex. Let's start. I've been getting tweets about this, and if you guys haven't already, or if you want to keep doing it, at XOXOCESCA is Frankie's Twitter. You are at Nicholas Grava, your full name? Yep. At Nicholas Grava. I'm at Bobby DeMuro. You guys can tweet us literally right now. We get those all week. We love them when we get them from you guys. I've been getting tweets about this. People saying this episode is must-see. They want to talk about it. They can't wait to hear what we're going to say about it. I think because I said no spoilers, but I think it's because of Kris and Khloe and Kim.
Did you think it was that big, like a big of a fire of a fight to cause that?
Yeah, well, the coming attractions for next week are Kris kicking Kim out of the house. So that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
So, and I know, like, Kim's not going to live on the street.
Yes,
like,
right.
She's fine.
Yeah.
But this is, so Kris today finally gets her comeuppance because she's done this before and she meddles in everything. And that's just her personality. We've talked about it for years. And this is what she does and what she's known for. And sometimes it's totally called for, but sometimes totally inappropriate. Today, totally inappropriate. Mm-hmm. Crossed way more than just the annoyance line. Mm-hmm. Way more. And if we use adult language on this program, which we may tonight, it's going to be because Kris is a fucking idiot. This was...
So we did tonight.
We did. Okay. Am I wrong? Am I wrong for being angry at Kris for what she did given Lamar Khloe's unlisted new phone number?
No, you're not wrong at all, but I do have to consider the fact that I don't think she did it in some malicious way that she thought Khloe was going to have such a negative reaction. I don't know if she maybe knew all the facts at the moment, if she thought, okay, did Khloe change her number just to get away from Lamar, or did Khloe just change her number? I'm sure these people change their numbers often.
That would be worse. If it weren't malicious. If it were malicious, that's bad and weird on another level, but she wouldn't do that.
You think it's worse if it's not malicious?
Yes,
okay,
because this is Kris. No, listen. No, because this is Kris totally not understanding the last 2 years of what Khloe went through. Oh, Lamar, yeah, let me give you her number.
Okay,
like, no
we
big
get
deal.
that when she's like maybe FaceTiming with him. That's already her not understanding. That's weird for her to be texting Lamar, and that's already weird. So like the fact that now that she's doing this, it's like, yes, it's odd, but she's been. Did Khloe know that she was texting him?
It's bad. No, Khloe didn't know until last week. Remember last week when they were at dinner with Caitlyn for Kylie's birthday?
Yeah.
But this is this is unconscionable, and it's not like Khloe's not going to disown her mom or anything. But this is.
She does say they need space.
This is really, really bad. And I know she's kind of joking about the separation stuff, and this is what, parents and children do. But, like, this is really bad on a level where, to Kris, it's disrespectful on a couple things. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but Kris still sees Khloe as a kid in some ways. And I get it if you're a parent, like, it's tough to have your kid grow up, but, like, you don't need to police this. Like, you don't need to give your kid's number to another kid. Like, Khloe's a damn adult.
Yeah.
This didn't work out with Lamar for a reason. We'll see more of that storyline soon. You don't need to do this. Like, you shouldn't be doing this, and it's not your place to do it. It's just,
But is it Kim's place to also get into it?
Yes.
You think?
Yes, 100%. Somebody needs to grab Kris, metaphorically, not physically. Just grab Kris and be like, dude, pay the fuck attention to what's going on. Like, you want to be on top of this, and you want to be the momager, and you want to be in on everything, and you want to do this and that and whatever. Act like you are in the know. One time. On something that matters. This isn't a business deal. This isn't, the former storylines with Khloe and Kris have been like, you don't pay attention to us, you pay attention to Kim's business more, and like, okay, we can fight about that. This is like a basic mother-daughter thing. Your daughter went through this tough divorce. She'd been struggling for 2 years. Now they say she's finally like coming out of it. The divorce is now being publicly made official. Like, it's a weird transition time for her. She gets a new phone number, and you go unthinkingly or whatever and say, oh yeah, Lamar, here it is. What
I know.
the
I couldn't believe when she was talking to Kim and saying, I didn't really understand until recently, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what exactly?
Yeah.
What did you not understand for the last 2 years? Because, I think Lamar's always kind of text with Kris,
Yeah.
right? On and off, but... after a while, it's like she said, oh, I think of him as one of my own. But after a while, your daughter is actually your blood. You got to pick sides. But how can you say you didn't know?
And like, you're right. Like, you don't have to pick sides like, oh, I hate Lamar now. But like, you do need to prioritize. And your daughter comes first in this situation. Like, God love Lamar. Like, I'm glad you love him, and I'm glad you communicate with him. That's great. This is not the right way to communicate. The most infuriating thing to me was when, after Khloe said separation, when they were on the phone with Kris, Kim and Kris were in Kris's kitchen, and Khloe was on the phone near the end, and she said separation, whatever. And then Kim starts yelling at Kris, and Kris walks away and goes, whatever, it's your problem. It's not my problem. It's your problem. I'm looking at that, I'm like, no, Kris, it's your fucking problem. Mm-hmm. You created this problem, and it's doubly bad now because you won't take ownership of it. At least be like, you know what? I fucked up.
Right.
At least.
Doesn't it make... I do agree. She was in the wrong completely. Khloe can be mad at her, all of that. But I really wonder what he's bringing to Khloe right now. What is this that he is now calling up Khloe with? Because it seems like it's such a big deal, and it's such a big hassle or thing that Khloe... That's why I think she's so angry, because like, fuck, now... Oh, damn it. I didn't want to go in on that.
You did.
Explicit comment.
You're there, buddy.
And she seems like she's pissed to now have to deal with, because whatever it is, Khloe big enough that she's like, well, now when I know about it, I have to deal with it,
I feel like it's just the fact that he's so, like she said, he can always get a hold of her, but she can't get a hold of him.
Yeah.
And it's just like that back and forth, that wishy-washiness. It creates that dependency / habit, that she was working so hard to get away from. So I don't necessarily think it was like anything, but just for the plain fact that she hasn't talked to him in a while, and she's like okay with it, and now
that Khloe
here
hasn't
he
talked
is.
to him in a while.
Yes.
And it's like Kris does it, and we all are guilty of this on some level with our friends and stuff, but like, you don't know what's going on in the relationship unless you're in the relationship. So it's tough to be like, oh, but you guys were so good together. Uh-huh. Like, yeah, sure, the stuff you saw, maybe not the private stuff. So like, you want to help out, and I understand the thought of like, you want to do whatever, but you meddle when you do that stuff.
I just like it. That blows my mind though about the number. I would never give my friends, family, something number if it was like an ex situation,
especially as a celebrity. And I know that Lamar is too. He's a public figure too. But like, as a celebrity in this day and age, you're so on a different level concerned with who has your number.
You would think they're conditioned
exactly
to this point to not do that, especially her house number.
Yeah.
That is baffling.
Wait, hold on. Who has house phones?
Rich people.
Okay,
Yeah,
anyways.
like a landline. Are you
No, I mean, it's
kidding
not
me?
just rich people. Old houses have them,
house-
like all that stuff.
Excuse me. Bobby?
What, Bobby?
Whatever. Also, people who live in Calabasas don't get cell service.
Dude,
Oh.
that's like the worst.
Yeah. Well, if you're up in the mountains, if you're in hidden hills, they're hidden for a reason. You're not getting good cell phone service.
Yeah.
The worst.
No, but I just Kris, like, and I'm not. A couple of weeks ago, when Scott was like, when they had the issue with Scott, and he was like, "No, I'm not going to see my son. I'm going to Florida." And I came on this show like 10 minutes later, and I was like, "I'm done with Scott. Fuck this dude." I'm not there with Kris. Like, I'm not, this isn't, like, you don't disown her if you're the family member. But, like, this is bad. Like, I want her to come back next week instead of being like, oh, there's too much drama at St. Bart's, I don't want to go. No. Like, own your shit.
That's
you're the
the
adult.
one thing
You're
I
the
would
adult.
say that pisses me off is, okay, y'all, everyone's going to make their decisions, make a bad decision. If you don't own your shit, or if you think you're too good for it, or you just don't
swore.
want to get... I'll say shit, that's fine. But, like, if you don't, that pisses me off.
Yeah.
That's when I'm even more mad than what you did, is that you can't sit there and be like, you know what? I did mess up. Okay, cool.
Preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
Let's bring Kris in here and have a talk with her.
Let's sit her down. Chris.
I don't know. I just like... you also
I like
see...
that her boo thing is...
I was
is
just going
not,
there.
Is not just, easing her and be like, yeah, you're right. You're so right. He's kind of like, well, you're not in the right here. You could be in the wrong. And I think that I didn't expect that. I really thought he was a sort of like ass kisser, appeaser, doer of good.
He kind of still is. I agree with you, but he kind of still is because he's so quiet. Halfway through the show, I'm like, Cory's like a nice dude. He's kind of funny, but he brings nothing to the table. But then I'm looking and it's like, wait a minute. Kris is overbearing. Cory is like really laid back.
Yeah.
That's not
the
a bad
relationship.
match. Yeah, that's not a bad match.
And he's at least... I was in the beginning, I was like, who's this dude? He is like a dud. I'm not into this. Like, whatever. He's weird. And now I think, yes, he's quiet, but his one-liners and stuff, he's actually funny. Like, he's got some stuff going on. So I now, I guess, can comprehend and understand that dynamic a little bit more.
All that being said, they do not fit together.
No!
At all, not even
Oh,
close.
God,
Totes.
no.
Ox.
But Cory, like, I don't mind the dude. If he's on a scale, from like Lamar when he's good and Scott when he's good at the top, like when those guys are good, they're great. To French Montana at the bottom.
Oh, I thought you
like,
said Chris Humphries.
or
at the
Chris
bottom.
Humphries. If we're scaling that way, like he's closer to like ideal Scott. He's
I
funny.
think
He's
he's like a 6.8.
Yeah. Out of 10?
Out of Scott's up there at the 10 when he's good.
Perfect Scott is perfect because
Wait,
he's
what's
funny
the scale?
and stuff. Like the bottom of the scale is French. Well, the bottom of the scale is Chris Humphries.
Yeah.
Then at about a 1 is French Montana.
But in terms of what?
Like just
Personality?
garbage human or not.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, Chris Humphries, if you actually watch our show.
He doesn't.
Are we wrong? I'm sorry.
I
I just
honestly,
saw him $1 million
I didn't
listing. He's buying a house.
I did see
He
that
was on
episode of $1 Million Listing too. He talk about bringing nothing to the table. Like, anyways, this isn't about Chris Humphries. Cory,
Definitely not about Chris Humphries.
Cory is pretty good. Doesn't fit at all with Chris, but hey, man, to each their own.
Ballsy of him to go on the trip, no?
No, I like it because he's ingratiating himself with the family.
That's a great word.
Say that again?
Yeah.
Ingratiating.
Ingratiating.
I didn't know it.
I took
Spell
the
it.
SATs in like 2000.
Spell it.
INGRATIATING. Ingratiating.
To integrate with
Where-
one's...
To ingratiate, to like make yourself liked by the family.
Well, there's a quiz at the end of the show, guys.
Come on, ingratiate. Look it up.
The one
You got
big word he
phones?
says. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'll drop like 10 more later this episode. But he's doing it like he's not creepy about it. Even Kendall.
Well,
He-
okay, he's
he-
not creepy about
when
it.
do you
He's
think he
not
was creepy?
He's not creepy in that like he drives a no-windowed white van and has puppies or candies
When was he
supposedly
creepy?
inside.
He's just...
But it is still a little awkward. Like that scene where he was talking with Kendall felt a little like forced. Obviously, we know a lot of these situations are created, for the show, but it was so forced. He's like, that's why I always check up on you guys. You guys are my babies. Like da 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 da.
Well, I was thinking about this with this scene specifically. And awkward and creepy are different, but I agree with you. It was awkward. But remember what he does for a living. He's dealing with Justin Bieber for a living. I don't know if you guys saw.
I don't know what he actually
I don't know if you guys
does.
saw the Justin
That's
Bieber news.
so funny when Chloe says, "What do you actually do for
What
work?"
is he? Wait, what is
He's
the Justin-
Bieber's tour manager. But I don't know if you guys saw the Bieber news today. There are two pieces of news. We'll talk about one in news and gossip. The other one is a model in London just came out to The Sun, the tabloid, talking about her threesome with Bieber last week.
Oh, I did.
And who else?
Some other girl, some random girl. Not
I was like,
but my point is, like, the stuff that 21-year-old Bieber sees on the road, which is insane, Cory, in a weird way, is kind of a father figure that he has to manage the tour and get that shit together.
Yeah, I guess
so
I see
He
what
dropped
you're
the
saying.
ball for a good couple
well,
of
no,
years.
but I mean, Bieber's a rock. Like, he's going to do what he's going to do. And I don't know how long Cory was
a rock
around.
star.
But like, Cory looks probably a little bit the same way at Kendall and Kylie, and is like, hey, y'all are doing appearances, y'all are young, you have entertainment careers and very public. Like, that's his way of checking up on them. And I know it's a little awkward, but it's also like, this is what he knows.
You know what? Actually, I want to retract something. I did say he was creepy or whatever it was. I don't think his actions are. I just think his manner. Like, I think he is really quiet and laid back and talks slower. And I think in that sense, sometimes like when he says like, I like to check up on y'all, I can read that as like, dude, what are you doing? Chill. But I do agree that his intentions so far seem to be great with everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
His jokes on point thus far. His Michael Jackson line, probably my favorite. Other than that, yeah, him and Kris, absurd. Never understand that.
I mean,
Wait, really fast.
yeah.
Sure.
Speaking of absurd, let's go back to the beginning.
Okay.
Where Kris was talking about her possibly being pregnant, and
It's a
that
risk.
was just like,
60-year-old. First of all, that she's 60. Holy shit.
I
She
know.
looks great.
Well, good genes are good docs, as TMZ says.
probably both. Well, it is both.
TMZ.
Yeah. That's their big famous thing. Good genes are good docs, and you vote on it. Okay, moving
I'm
along.
more of a Perez guy, sorry.
You should be, buddy. You should be. Thank you for that shout out.
welcome.
Because that just makes me think about, I swear to God, the only thing I always remember is whoever was talking about hearing Kris and
Yeah.
whatever.
What?
Cory. Kris and Cory
Cory having sex all the time. So I feel like that is never going to be not ingrained in my brain.
The cream thing.
You guys are asking me like I know about women's health. I don't know a damn thing.
Oh, no. What?
No, but okay.
Frankie, you're the expert here.
Huh?
I just think that if her and him are getting down and dirty, I'm surprised.
Why?
I don't know. They just
Why?
don't even seem...
60-year-olds have sex.
Do they?
Yes, they do.
Whoa, okay, yeah,
because
okay,
because
Buzz, I didn't know
news
that was
stories.
your-
No. Because news stories will come out every couple of years. Look for this. I guarantee you. Look it up. Where like in nursing homes with like 80-year-olds, they have waves of STDs because people are having sex all the time with each other. Look it up.
Not that
think.
80-year-olds having
up.
sex is gross, but the
Well,
fact
yeah,
that
it
they're
is,
spreading
actually. I'll take that
STDs.
You guys
I'm
are
sorry,
you guys
I
are
think that's
ageist.
a little weird.
You guys are
No,
ageist.
it's not.
You don't think it's weird for two 80-year-olds to get down and funky when they are gonna like break a knee?
No, come on, dude.
That's
what
why they
age
do
does
their
it
little
stop?
exercises.
Wait, so what age does it stop?
Our
at?
70
That's why they're in the
plus
park
audience.
doing Tai Chi in the mornings.
Oh, you guys! Oh my God! Our 70+ audience is just turning cameras off
I
right
would
now.
like to know if anyone out there knows what
Stop
age
it. No, we don't
does
wanna know.
coitus end.
It doesn't.
Coitus,
if
shut
you're-
up.
It ends, bro. It ends.
No,
It doesn't.
it doesn't.
Things get not functioning.
Well,
and
that's true,
it
but
doesn't
but there are
work.
pills now, and if you are healthy to do it,
pills
like
now.
if you are healthy to do it, you don't have a heart condition or something. Like it's
go
it's,
at it like
it's a
bunnies.
thing. And if you're 60, Kris has years left. Kris isn't even close. Like trust me, it's going on
I just
all
thought-
the
That is
Okay.
that is crazy for her to be 60 and not have menopause.
Well, I thought
Yeah.
I thought it was affected because of
Because of
those
the cream,
pills.
but or cream,
Or the
whatever.
cream,
but that's
yeah.
still, that was really crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone out there who did not want to talk
I
about
feel like
that
it's an
stuff.
interesting topic. I'm now wondering.
Our
what
entire
age.
audience is like 18 to 25, and they're like, "Can we just move the fuck
Sorry,
on?"
guys.
Sorry.
One day, folks.
All your
One day.
flourish.
I hope you're 60 and
coitus
still
lives.
doing it, guys.
I do too, actually.
I hope I am.
I just hope I make it to 60. I won't even be mad.
That too.
here.
Okay. Where the hell do we even go
Lions,
after that?
tigers.
Here's a-
Oh my.
and-
Let's go to the lions and tigers.
So you think
Yeah.
this was a paid advertisement?
100% yes.
I don't know. I thought there was two things. I forget the second one.
Where they're going for St.
But
Bart's.
that was the.
That definitely
but
was.
I
Any-
was kind of
Any
saying.
name drop on television is a
name
paid
drop.
advertisement because it's a revenue thing. They could have gone anywhere. There's a ton of Instagram people who are doing cool things.
No, bro.
They could
There's
have gone
only
anywhere in
one
the world.
black tiger, yellow dragon.
First off,
Shut
I
up.
guarantee that that's not true. I guarantee there's tons of sanctuaries. And second, they could have gone anywhere. I'm telling you.
Mexico.
But I have to admit that I'm jealous because I would love to go there because I've seen that account on Instagram for a long time, and there's always models and other celebrities going. So obviously it's gonna spread like wildfire. But yeah, that's really cool. The cute little. Can we just talk about how cute they were?
They were very cute.
They were so cute. Those little.
What do you call them?
Were they tigers?
Cubs.
Were they tiger cubs?
Tiger cubs. Or well, lion cubs. I think the first ones were lion cubs.
Okay.
Yeah, they were
really cute.
I want one.
Well, for a month.
Not to have.
That's the thing. People have them and they're like, "Oh, this pet's great." Then 3 months later,
Like,
it's
yeah,
three times your size.
Who literally sits there and thinks like
Lots of people.
this just blows
Remember
my
the story
mind.
of the guy in New York who had a lion or a tiger in his like 1-bedroom apartment?
A lot of people have tigers and lions and alligators and stupid stuff that they
People
shouldn't have
with
for
money
pets. Yeah.
sometimes are just stupid.
Or just couldn't say it better myself.
I have to look up this. I have to look this up to be sure, but and I won't waste your guys' time doing it.
Seems like you are.
But I'm pretty sure that in Britain, I'm serious, in the 70s or 80s in Britain, 20 or 30 years ago, maybe a little bit more, somebody had jaguar cubs as pets, and they outgrew like the land or wherever they were and got too big
And ate 'em.
And they roamed the countryside for like years and were eating sheep and stuff. Like it was a problem.
Oh my gosh.
Google
they,
it later.
messed
Like
up
I'm not
the-
even kidding. Because and authorities were like, you introduced something to this ecosystem that shouldn't be here. Like this is absurd.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was in Britain in the 70s or 80s. Like I'll look it up later.
People
but
are just stupid.
One time I saw a Fisher cat, so
Is that like a mountain
where
lion?
were you when you saw it?
in Boston.
Yeah, okay, because they're in New England, right? Yeah.
Are those like mountain lions or what are they like?
It's kind of like
Yeah.
that. It's
They're
like
smaller, though.
Fox, cat, tiger, lion, vicious thing all in one.
A liger, like in Napoleon Dynamite.
Well, ligers
my
actually
God.
exist. They breed lions and tigers together.
oh my.
Would you
Yeah.
have went into that where Chloe was?
No.
Actually, I would have, but the second Chloe walked in, it was a bad
It
idea.
was a bad idea. Did you see the bodyguard tried to go in? He was like, no.
Yeah, it was a bad idea.
Okay.
Yeah, even the guy knew that.
Yeah.
But okay, that's crazy. I know bodyguards obviously are supposed to guard you. But
Yeah.
I would, if I was her bodyguard, I would not have walked into the cage too.
I was thinking the same thing.
That's
That I'm like,
you. That's all you, Chloe.
That's what you get paid for.
I guess,
No.
but like your life.
Yeah,
I guess.
no.
Yeah, that is exactly what you.
You
get
mean to
paid
tell me
for.
you two wouldn't lay down your life for Khloe Kardashian on a reality
Sorry.
show?
No.
In the words of Peggy Hill from King of the Hill, they're not going to let you die. They got to put it on TV. That's a joke.
No, I know. Just didn't feel like laughing.
Wow, cold room.
That's why I got my hoodie on.
Wow.
No, I
Really cold room.
I was also surprised at the brave man who tried to step in there, but dang, Chloe.
Yeah, no,
Dang.
wouldn't do it. I'd be around all the cute little fluffy things
I
you
want
can
to do
that
it,
you can
but I
actually
wouldn't.
hold in your hand. But those guys are probably like 3 times as much weight than me, and I definitely couldn't hold them. So
Do you
not
guys
going
have
in there.
cats at home by chance? Have you guys
I'm
ever
an
spent a lot of time
anti-cat
around
guy.
cats?
Yes. I don't have any at home, but I had cats growing up, and like I have family members
Quite
with
literally
cats.
hate them.
I got a cat
They're
a
so
couple
cute.
couple months ago. I never had a cat before. Got a cat
You
a
got a
couple months
cat,
ago.
Boss?
Yeah, and works. She's great with the dog. Really cool cat. And like this is gonna sound dumb, but I've never had one. Like the mannerisms of that cat are identical to the cats here. They're just this one's 50 times the size of that
Right.
cat. So you're looking at it, you're like, I could totally do this. And that's I think when you begin to see people who take these on as pets, they're like, oh, it's just another cat. I can totally do this. It's like until they get to be
Right.
300 pounds.
Exactly.
Or whatever. Yeah. Not good.
No.
What kind of
But
cat do you have?
just like a white, totally white.
It's all
Yeah.
white.
That's cute, I
cute.
guess.
Yeah, she's cute. Your name
I
is
feel like
Grace.
cats are too unpredictable. Like you try to pick it up and it's like.
That's what I
Were
thought
you
too.
scratched as a kid by a cat? And
No,
it, like,
I just feel like
traumatized
cats
you?
aren't loving. Like you go over to a dog, and it's like you go over to a cat, and it's like
No.
That's what I thought too. But this one is this one like we got her really, really, really young, and then I just handled her all the time. Like she's only 4 months old now, so I handled her all the time, and so now she's like whatever.
Just you wait. It's
Yeah.
gonna all change.
No, it
One of my
won't.
cats back in the
downhill.
day played fetch, so it's just they're just like dogs. They have different personalities.
Yeah,
Most people just hate cats because they got scratched by cats,
never
or they
got
have
scratched.
allergies.
that's
My
yeah,
whole
that's true
family
too.
has allergies.
Cat allergy. I don't know.
I have a Nick allergy, that's why I'm on the other end of the table.
Thank
I got a
Lord.
Bobby allergy. That's why I'm far away from you.
That was the joke I just made. You
Yeah,
can't
you just
repeat
made
the
it back.
joke.
Anyways, so how cool though is it that sanctuary is 60 acres? That's a whole lot of acres. I wish I had a bunch of acres and I would take all the shelter animals and let them have a home. So I think that's really cool. And like you said, there's definitely other organizations that do that and other sanctuaries across the globe.
I wish it didn't
but it's
exist
pretty cool.
because I wish we had people who didn't get
Yeah,
these
you
things
wish you didn't have
fixed.
stupid people,
Yeah.
but they breed, and
Black
unfortunately, the world is full of them.
White tiger.
Stupid people breed.
Stupid people breed, unfortunately.
And like circus. Did you see what they were
Yeah.
gonna do to that tiger or lion?
my
They were like they were
God,
gonna
that's
sell its teeth and then
horrible.
its skin.
Circus, man, if there's a couple things that could die, like totally to get off
Yeah.
topic. If there's a couple things
SeaWorld
that could
and the
die,
circus.
SeaWorld and the circus. Boom.
I agree
Yes.
with you. Wow, Boz, we don't
Zoos
usually
are different.
agree.
Like zoos are different. Zoos are so far on the conservation side. They're like reproducing animals in zoos that are endangered or extinct in the
Sure,
wild.
yeah.
Like that's different.
As long
But-
as the zoo takes care of them, you've seen like really sad zoo animals.
Well,
sometimes,
I think that's like an older thing, and it depends on the funding of the zoo, I guess. Like these
Yeah.
bigger zoos are
Where have we
doing
gone?
incredible things.
6-year-olds having sex.
I just
zoo
it was on the show. If we could get rid of a couple things, it's the circus and SeaWorld, man.
SeaWorld is on the decline.
It is, yeah.
People on their Twitter account, every other tweet is like, read the actual facts here, read the actual facts here. And it's like, just delete the account, give up.
Hey, also about stupid people. I don't know if you guys weren't done with everything else, but
Well.
all those people that were like freaking out over Kylie when
This is a good thing.
the appearance. Like that's insane. And when we were watching it, we saw them throw the cake.
At some lady's face, and she's like,
And she was excited and happy. And that's one thing that always blows my mind about like celebrity stardom and stuff like that. Because you go to concerts and they'll have their water bottle and then they just throw it out onto the crowd, or they have
Frankie?
champagne, and I'm like,
That ain't
no,
that
don't
ain't
get
stardom.
my freaking hair wet, dude.
That ain't stardom.
What
that's
is it?
that's Molly. Those people are rolling.
No. Before the invention of Molly.
Before then,
In True
There
Valley,
were-
people would like go to like a Beatles concert and like want their sweat rag.
You don't think there were crazy drugs around in the days of the Beatles?
I'm saying
Let's
that
ask
drugs
those
are
60-year-olds that
unrelated.
aren't having sex.
that's why they're still
Drugs are unrelated.
They still got
I
the
think
drugs.
People are fucking weird.
Here's the
and
thing.
would, like, want
Here's the thing.
sweat rags.
So you would watch this. I am an old soul in a young person's body. Okay, so I look at most
you're
of these
60.
celebrity. Yes, so I look at most of these celebrity things, and I think this is dumb. Why do you idolize a celebrity? I think we all are to a certain extent, because when we review this show, we don't idolize the Kardashians. We spend way more time criticizing them. But
You do, Bobby.
you do too. If I were there, like
You'd
drunk,
fangirl
hanging
out, we
out,
know it.
but why wouldn't you? Because
No,
it's
you
fun
wouldn't.
and
Wait, are you
stupid.
actually saying you would?
Yes.
No, you wouldn't.
You would
Yeah.
like them
Not.
to...
I'm not like gonna throw my
Wait.
arms up and go woo.
What would you
but,
do
like,
then?
I don't know.
Ready? Okay, camera on Bobby.
Wait, I'm confused.
Wait.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kylie. I don't know what I would do. But my point is, like, if you're there, like, in the moment and you're in the club or whatever this outdoor thing was, like,
No, I can
it's
understand,
fun.
like, cheering, like, yay, oh my God, Kylie, but there's people, like you saw the captions that said people screeching.
even
It's not that big of a
understand.
deal.
No, it's not. But I
cheering
think
for that.
because it's such not a big deal, you're just like let go, and you're like, you know what? This is stupid. It's fun. It's frivolous. This is a random celebrity who doesn't do a damn thing. Let's not culturally criticize it in the club.
So
Let's
we
have
learned
fun.
Bobby's an inner fangirl. I didn't
Yes.
know.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, he does the Kardashian after show.
I'm that's unapologetic. Yes.
Okay.
You know, I thought she was going to be at like a club. I was a little bit surprised that it
Yeah.
was like an outdoor
Like a beach.
thingy. And
I
I
didn't-
didn't know that the drinking age was 18 in Canada.
You must have never been to Michigan.
No.
Teenagers in Michigan, like if you're in Detroit, you just go over the border to
That's
Windsor.
like
Oh,
here
yeah.
when I was in San Diego, I would go down to Mexico all the
There
time.
you go.
Yeah, I just waited till.
So are we the only
No, you
country that's like 21?
I don't know about that in the world, but I wish our drinking age was younger, to be honest.
I
Another
don't.
totally off-topic thing.
I don't. I think
don't.
21 is fine.
I
I'm
think-
not a drinker though.
Like, this
I
is
just have
anecdotal,
a
but
bottle of scotch a night.
Oh my God.
Sorry,
Just a
guys.
bottle.
This is anecdotal, but everything I've seen in like Europe or families here who are very progressive with alcohol, like if you introduce it to your kids earlier, responsibly,
Yeah.
it's not a big deal when you turn 21 and you go crazy, or you go to college and you act like an idiot. If you're around it earlier, you're like, oh, it's beer or whatever.
It's always, when you go to college, it's always half the kids that the parents were okay and this and that, they're totally fine. The kids that everyone was strict are like getting their stomachs pumped, like
100%.
throwing up
Yeah.
on the side. That's irrelevant, but
No, you're exactly right. But that also, that's Kylie's point of view here too. Is Kylie lived for the crazy stuff that we like see her do on Snapchat and stuff. She lives kind of a sheltered life, obviously, in a lot of ways. And so her going to this party, this club, was not ready for it at all. She's like, oh, they're adults.
Well, I
here.
also think it's like she lives a shelter, but I think the reason she is the way she is because she's been exposed to so much at such a young age, like we were just saying, that now she's sort of desensitized to it, and she's like, cool, drinking, like whatever, I'm not. Yeah. But yeah, these people are. These people are crazy. I would be nervous if I was her walking into a situation with that many drunk, crazy people. I don't care how much security. I'd be scared that I was gonna get like mauled like a tiger.
Let me run two things side by side to you.
Yeah.
Would you be more scared to be Chloe in the last?
Yeah, definitely Chloe in this episode. Wait, okay. While we're on, still on Kylie, I thought that was so interesting when they were sitting down talking and said, "Where do you think Kylie's going to be when she's 30?" Because we talk about that all the time, that she's just growing up way too fast. I mean, she was getting her lip, injections when she was obviously like 16 or 17. She's grown her whole life in the spotlight. That's crazy that they actually acknowledged that and said that, like, is she gonna, I think she's gonna have kids at 22 or whatever, because it's hard to imagine her as only 18. You really do feel like she's in her 20s.
I spend a lot of time thinking about this, not about Kylie, but about like the life trajectory of celebrities, especially when you're famous and young and you have money and you're, whether it's Bieber or these girls or anybody, like the trajectory is different. And so you grow up faster because you probably think you need to, or you have the means to. Like you can get married, you can have kids, you can be financially irresponsible because you have a cushion.
Right.
And then it's a weird trajectory where it loops back. So at 22, I wouldn't be surprised if Kylie had kids. At 26, I wouldn't be surprised if she settled down Kourtney style. At 30, 35, whatever. And then at 40, I wouldn't be surprised if she was going to clubs. And like you try to recoup that youth that you lost. Like in quote unquote normal person life, like we're poor as shit in our 20s. And so we're like buying cheap beer and like trying to like stave off adulthood as long as we can and like doing whatever and like, regrettably paying for like car insurance and adult things. Her world is so much faster and different. She's like, I'm grown up, I'm there, I'm doing this, whatever. And then at 30 or 40, it's like, oh, I want to go back to the first thing.
Because you missed that in crucial segment where, I agree.
And it's not true of everybody, but I just think that's like kind of a general. You see it a little bit with Kris. Like Kris, pregnant young, married, several marriages now and whatever. No, that's a different story. But like now she's like back with the girls, trying to be young. That's a recurring storyline. Right. And she's
having this like casual, sexual, obviously, relationship.
Tons of sex.
Exactly.
God, that's never going to get out of my head.
Sex.
And you know what? That's fine. You want to get rich and stuff when you're young and do whatever, and then you have a ton of money to burn.
I'll get rich whenever.
Go for it.
I'm okay with that.
But,
it doesn't have to be,
that's not a criticism of that lifestyle, but I just think it would come back around that way.
But it's interesting because I do think Kylie has gotten, like, they've all grown up in the spotlight per se. But she's really, I think, got I'm blanking on the word. She's got like the worst of it. I don't know if the worst is the best
shit end of the
word.
stick.
Yeah, because she's the baby. So I just thought it was interesting that they were talking about.
How old was she when the first episode came out? Was she 7?
They were like 7, yeah.
So you can. What do you remember from being a 7-year-old? You can make the argument that she may never remember life before fame. You know what I mean?
That's probably true.
The other girls like Kim and Kourtney, they were adults.
Less fame.
Yeah. So, I mean, Kourtney was what, 28? What did she say? She was 28 or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, no, Kim is 32 now, so she would have been about 22 or whatever. You remember that, but if you're 7, if you start at 7, you never know anything else.
You realize. Can we just give props to her? I don't know if you guys talked about her, like, new lip kit or whatever she's doing.
Did you buy one?
I didn't. They're on so much backward.
Have you bought Yeezys yet?
It's not funny. I tried so hard.
Is it a sore subject?
Yeah, it is. I haven't got Yeezys yet.
I heard that Kim, I heard on the radio the other day, just in passing, I don't even know what it's about, but that she's donating like 1,000 pairs of Yeezys. I can't remember where, to a charity that like gives out shoes, but I can't remember if it was domestic or international. But that's cool.
There's new Yeezys being released at the end of the month, and I'm trying very hard to get them. Moving on. Anyways, I was saying that her lip kit has been really successful and sold out within like hours, and she's been
it was minutes.
Do you know how she promoted that? Like 2 Instagram posts.
Crazy.
And snappy chatty.
You can say, oh, well, these girls are irrelevant. You see it all the time.
Yeah.
People like, we don't care. Who cares? Stop talking about the Kardashians.
Yeah, you do care.
They're putting one thing on Instagram and they're selling millions of products.
Insanity.
On Snapchat today, I think it was today, she said that in January, she'll be a new order will be released, which those are probably going to be gone in 0.5 seconds. Because I like the color. I always like the colors that Kylie picks, so I would totally get it.
Kardashian products are their equivalent of tours. Taylor Swift tour tickets, Kanye West tour tickets, they go off, they sell out in minutes. Bruce Springsteen, however quick that tour sold out last week when he announced it, That's crazy. Their equivalent of tours.
Yeah.
And hey man, you can't argue with it.
Well, it's everything they touch though. Someone was asking her, so why did you decide to do this, kid? And she said, I used to say what lip thing I was using every week or every day, and it would sell out in stores. And then I just decided basically, I should do that for myself.
Yeah.
That's how insane the following is. Even when they mention an Instagram account, boom. How many more followers do you think that dude just got? A lot.
How many does he have right now?
3.9.
3.9?
Because they said 3 on the show. They said
3. So 4 months. So he's picked up 900,000 in 4 months.
Yeah,
no, I mean, not even, because think about this. Just aired this episode just tonight.
Yeah.
So that's the first time that people really will see that they.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? The first time they can connect their brand.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think. But they publicized it at the time when Khloe and Kendall went. They publicized the hell out of it. At the time.
Okay.
Yeah. But still.
Yeah, like I said, a bunch of other celebrities and / models.
Why haven't they invited us?
Right?
It's weird.
It's ridiculous, man.
Things I'll never understand.
We have the best Kardashian opinions on the internet.
I know.
I
saw Jonathan tonight.
Oh yeah, he's been random appearances.
So,
Bobby fucking hates Jonathan.
I hate him the most. But we've talked about that.
I used to. I don't hate him anymore. I got over it.
Okay, let's not talk about Jonathan.
I decided that I don't actually care.
Well, I don't either.
I let go of hate.
Hey, man, I'm with you.
I used to feel the same way, and then I let go of hate, and now it's
let
just
go,
Jonathan.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hold a completely illogical grudge.
Yeah.
I refuse to ingratiate myself with Jonathan.
Oh, jeez. You can't use it twice.
Yeah.
You have to use a different word.
See what I mean? He gets one. He wikis one word.
I'm sorry. I thought that was a cogent. I thought that was a cogent point, but I guess not.
Cujo?
Cogent.
I'm just kidding.
That's another SAT word. Sure.
So Kim in this episode said she was done with kids 1 and 2, but I feel like I've heard
she said 3.
I feel like she said that she wants 5 kids. So I wonder if this really will be her last one.
Okay. Yes. Different question.
Wait, have we seen him yet? Am I behind?
No, we haven't seen Saint. We have not.
Damn.
Is Kanye? Where the fuck is this dude?
He's in the studio.
Is he in the studio or is he on tour?
Every second.
Welcome to music, pal. Hey, please. Kanye wants it more than Cory. Cory's changed the music industry by hanging out with Kris. Kanye's in the studio.
He's always in the studio. He's in the studio. It's what's this dude
Did you see his tweet the other day? His tweet from the other day, Kanye, was I'm saying this to everybody. Nobody bother me until my album's done. And everybody on Twitter is okay, Kanye. We'll be sure.
Oh, my gosh.
Saint,
what do we think about the name?
I like it.
Ugh.
I know, I like it. I'm sorry, I like it.
Why are you saying that?
I think it's first off, it's not ridiculous. It's not Jesus, which we were half jokingly saying they were going to do.
It's not ridiculous.
Well, it's ridiculous, but it's not over the top ridiculous.
It's not over the.
It's not.
Quite
It's
literally
not.
over the top.
It's not.
Ridiculous.
No. Jesus or Yeezus would have been over the top.
Do you know another saint?
Does it matter? Do you know another apple?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Honeycrisp.
Exactly.
This morning.
My point. Do you know another? I'm trying. There's a bunch of weird celebrity names.
They're my favorite.
I like Granny Smith.
Oh, those are good.
Saint West, Northwest. I like the 1-syllable thing. I like short names. They're memorable.
You know what Kanye likes? Attention.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I think everyone in this.
I don't like Kanye as much as you don't like Jonathan, unless he wants to hook up with Yeezys, and then I'll change my opinion.
I have no qualification for my hate with Jonathan.
What?
I have no qualification for my hate with Jonathan, and yet you seem to have qualified your Kanye hate. So.
I do have qualifications.
Buddy, dig in.
No, I'm not gonna. I've done it in the past, and I don't even want to spend time on it. I just think Saint is so aggressive, and it's really.
But here's my other thing. Really? You see every episode of the Kardashians. You see everything Kanye does. Did you expect anything less? Did you think they were going to name the baby James?
Joe. Jimmy.
That would have
Kevin?
been hilarious if they did.
Did you think it was going to be
a
baby
standard
Kevin?
name? Yeah, Saint isn't as crazy as I thought that they might have gone. So
What was the conversation? Hey, like who he offered it up? Yeah.
Did he? Do we know that for a fact?
I don't know.
maybe they
I'm
were talking
assuming.
about Reggie Bush when he used to play on the Saints.
That part's pretty funny.
No?
Reggie Bush, Saints, NFL.
Sure.
Nick.
Sports,
Nick.
That.
That part's pretty funny. I don't mind the name. I don't know. I mean, it's like, what did you expect?
I mean, North grew on me when I was like, really, you're gonna name your kid the opposite of an airline?
Yeah, that I was.
But Saints not as like a shocker.
There used to be a Northwest area now. I think it
Great.
merged with somebody. And a little history lesson for you guys, a little aviation history. As you look up that Jaguar in the 70s in Britain. I'm serious about
will.
that.
Thank
Look
you.
it up.
I will.
I think we've kind of bottomed out.
Yeah, I think we did.
We missed Sterling tonight.
We did.
Do you guys say that about me when I'm not here?
No.
Oh, well, I miss you too, Sterling.
Predictions. Anybody want to do predictions? Let's put the
We
thing
got a
up.
to be continued, so like, can we really?
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Yes, we can. Go.
My prediction is that Kris is gonna kick Kim out. Kim isn't gonna leave. And then everything's going to be okay at the end. And she's going to admit that she was sorry that she gave Chloe's number out. And boom, chicka boom boom, she's still having sex at 60 years old.
Stop! Do we have to get back into that?
Mind blown. Okay, next.
How do you follow that up, Frank?
I don't. I don't
Knees
have
weak,
predictions.
arms are heavy. Oh, sorry.
Do you want to play us out?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Bobs.
You guys are something. We'll be here. No, we won't
What's your
be here.
prediction?
I'll leave it up to the fans.
Okay.
Well, is there any news?
Oh, there is a
Bobs?
couple pieces of news I wanted to talk about. The biggest one.
AfterBuzz TV News.
I totally forgot we had that little sound bite. Almost talked through it. The biggest one here on the AfterBuzz TV News and Gossip segment for Keeping Up with the Kardashians After Show, presented by AfterBuzzTV.com,
Okay.
is there is a report out. Gossip Cop,
Gossip Cop.
an entertainment website.
Do we trust them?
Well, they say that their source is, here's another SAT word, their source is impeccable.
That's
not
that's
an
like a
SAT
normal word.
Okay. On the fact that Kourtney Kardashian and Justin Bieber are hooking up.
Yeah.
Courtney and Biebs?
I've heard this.
What do you mean?
So
Sorry.
they left a club together a couple months ago. What do you mean? They left a club together a couple months ago, but like they both, Biebs has a home in Calabasas still, right? And like they're family friends forever, and Cory Gamble, like there's connections and stuff. So when they did that, I was like, this is nothing. And then last night, or Saturday night, Gossip Cop says that they went to the Nice Guy together in West Hollywood or wherever, and went to another club together or something, and then they left separately. But Biebs apparently went to this hotel that he usually stays in Beverly Hills for some reason, because if you're rich, you don't need to stay at home. If you're in LA, you can stay at a hotel.
Like absurd.
Yeah, so he stays in this hotel in Beverly Hills that he stays in always, and Kourtney was seen leaving that hotel at 4:30 in the morning.
Ooh, maybe she was the one in the threesome.
And then a source dropped. No, the threesome was in London last week.
How do you know she wasn't in London?
And then a source dropped.
You heard it here, folks. No, I'm just
That
kidding.
Gossip Cop calls impeccable. Make of that what you will. I don't trust it, but they said it's
Well,
impeccable.
I don't trust Gossip Cop. If
Well-
like TMZ said impeccable, I'd respond differently.
They've made a lot of mistakes too. Entertainment news is tough because sources and who are your every source is anonymous. They say their source is impeccable. They say Kourtney and the Biebs are having fun, hooking up, nothing serious, no relationship. Biebs is not ready to be a father, but
God.
Well, you go with her. You about to be a father real quick. She's popping them out every second. No, it's not true.
aside from the fact that it's Biebs, answer me one last question before we go. Is the idea of Kourtney having a fling, forget Biebs, just focus on the fling.
Yeah.
Is that a good move for her right now?
Is it a good move for her? Absolutely. If that's what she wants to do,
No.
go do it. Why? Who are we to say no?
She's a mom of 3.
Well, they can't have a fling?
No, she should be focusing on her kids.
Doesn't mean that she isn't.
Frankie, when do you think sex lives end?
That doesn't mean anything about whatever.
60?
Anyways,
Well, 60-years can't have sex, and moms of 3 can't have flings.
Oh my God.
Frankie,
After you pop
is
the
anybody
last
allowed to
child
have
out.
sex anymore?
And on that note,
how old's
we leave you
Rain?
with that.
Rain's like 4. Younger.
Rain's not 4.
Rain's not 4. She
One?
just had Rain.
Like 1. Like I think it's in strong 14 months.
So is Penelope 4?
Penelope's definitely older.
I don't know the ages of their kids because I'm not crazy.
I'm just saying. I think a fling is a great idea for her. The Biebs.
I wouldn't say great idea, but it's like fine. You want to get down?
Yeah, no, whatever. Flings are cool as long as she's not getting serious right now.
Yeah.
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 And the Biebs, well, we'll let you guys tell us at home what you think about that. Social media, Nick, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, MySpace, where can they find
Nicholas Grava on all of that shiz.
Twitter, Instagram, XOXOCESCA.
I'm on Twitter at Bobby DeMuro. On a serious note, hit subscribe on iTunes if you haven't already. Hit subscribe on YouTube. Comment in the YouTube section like you guys do every week. We check those every week. I don't know if y'all are here next week. I am out because of the holiday.
Me too.
So we may have a little mini hiatus for the next week or two with Christmas.
Just in
stuff.
case, guys.
If we don't see you until the new year, have a wonderful holiday season, whatever you celebrate. Have a wonderful new year. Be safe, for God's sakes. And whether it's next week or beyond, we'll see you for another episode of Keep It Up with the Kardashians right here on AfterBuzz TV very soon. Good night, guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.